You're welcome, guys and girls, to my first ever golf video to be put up on YouTube. And my name is Tony Red Devil, and I'm playing the Golf Club 2019. And just about to go in and play the first round of the society I run. We have an event, the US Open, held at Pebble Beach, which of course the real life event starts today itself in California. So as you can see, this is not a licensed course on the game, which means it's not the exact replica, but this has been a course that has been designed as Pebble Beach, and trust me when I say it's a pretty good replica of the real life thing, which we'll be seeing on TV over the coming days. Beautiful course. We'll be looking at each hole in depth and generally how each hole can play. But yeah, it's the society event, first round in the society I'm a part of and that I actually run. Now, for those of you that aren't new to the golf club and aren't aware of the game, playing this of course on PS4, and the golf club had its first inception back a number of years ago. I think it was 2015 or around that, 2016. The Golf Club 1, and that was followed by the Golf Club 2, and then that was followed last year by the Golf Club 2019. And this is the game we have before us now. There's 3 club sets. There's the beginner clubs, there's the pro clubs, and then there's the master clubs, which I use. And quite frankly, probably I shouldn't use them because I don't play the game that often anymore, and my rounds can get a bit messy sometimes because the master clubs are the hardest to hit well. So let's get on with the first hole, Pebble Beach. It's a par 4. This beautiful course, and I thought it'd be apt to put up this video today, considering that the real life event is happening itself. First round starting today. So, first hole. I'm going to go with the driver. The swing in this master mode isn't easy, especially for a hacker like me. So let's have a little go with this. Well, that's not a bad start at all for, I'll tell you what, I take that every day of the week. A very solid start. And that's the first golf shot I've hit in probably I would say a number of weeks, actually. But of course, had to come on and play this event. So, 73 yards in. Probably use a 73-yard pitch. It's playing uphill. And by the way, it was my daughter who picked the hair for my golfer, in case you're wondering. Not my colour hairstyle in real life. Well, this must be, as they call it, beginner's luck of not being on in a while, because I will take those opening 2 swings. And there we see, we can fast forward the actual, another good feature of the Golf Club 19 that has come into the game was absent in Golf Club 1 and 2. We can actually fast forward shots now. So, this is the 14 footer, not an easy putt. Greens on 187s, which means they're pretty slick. So this golfer, let's see, can we get any putting the flag? As you can see, you press and square. You can take the flag in and out. So don't think that'll be too far away there. We're going to take this a wee bit easy. 14 feet. Wow. Only can put that down to is pure rustiness, because that wasn't even close. Can we save the par on the opening hole? We do. And that's a par to open up the US Open first round. As you can see, a couple of my friends in the society that I run are off and running to a great start. The Simo there, 4 under through 4, flying start. Of course, different settings to come through the 4 days as well. and it's going to be interesting to see how people adjust to that. I think the next round is got windy conditions, of course. So now we go on to the second hole, which of course is a par 5. Now this is actually a par 5 in this game, but it was converted from a par 5 for the 2000 US Open, and another 14 yards have been added. Of course, with a narrow green flanked by bunkers, it could be a real Brit. And as you can see down there in the distance what that means by that. It seems a straightforward hole, but anything but. And of course, with the master swing, you've got to get the tempo of the swing right. If you watch on the right hand corner, you'll see perfect is the one you want to get, and then of course you have to hit it straight. Well, that wasn't a very good swing, and I told you folks that the last very slow backswing at saying didn't feel like a very slow swing. I definitely did say that it was beginner's luck, or in the first hole, because I hadn't played in a while. Well, not a bad recovery. Still not out of the rough. Can I get a chance to get up to the green for birdie? Slight chance. Of course, it's a par 5 in the game. We'll go up to this and hope that it will give a sample. I'm not going to be overly fussy about the clubs I use in this. I'm a pretty fluent player. I like to just play as I see it. Well, is that going to kick left? It is, you know. I think that's what you call a friendly bounce. On the second, 11 feet to the hole. Definitely far from a pro me at this game. Don't play the game as often now as I used to play the golf games, but definitely, even when I was playing this game regular, still a long way away from the very best players. It's nothing but admiration for these players that can shoot low consistently. Let's have a wee check now to see can we make this putt. 11 footer. Oh, just missed, unfortunately. And we're through 2 holes at Pebble Beach and remain even par after 2 holes. On we go to the third, which is of course a sharp dog leg left, which usually calls for a draw, and doesn't have to be a driver, I suppose, but I'm definitely going to use the driver here. And I hope, as you can see, I should have actually let the flyby show you a preview of the hole. But this is a great representation of Pebble Beach, I'm sure, and I've heard many people who are familiar with Pebble Beach say that it is a pretty good representation. Going to have to draw this round the 3, and I hope I don't mess this up. As you can see, you press L2 to apply draw, and just bring it to the left slightly. So let's hope this doesn't end up somewhere horrid. Well, it wasn't a great swing, as you can see from the top, but it turns out pretty well. I think that's what they call A1, 330 yards down the fairway. It'll make the second shot a bit more attainable now. 77 yards. I'm going to hit it like this and hope that... Well, this be good. Oh, it's a little bit... Again, a little bit too much there on that. That's something I struggle with in this game. I definitely struggle with the loft and knowing, of course, when you don't play the game regular, you've got the problem then of figuring out the exact yardages and how clubs play. I definitely give that too much club. I should have choked a bit more on that. So it's downhill, 17 feet to the hole. No, not even close, is it? Yeah, putting is, as you can see, pretty off colour. Well, the big question is, folks, who is your favourite for the US Open this year? Of course, Rory McIlroy coming off a fantastic win in Canada. But definitely interesting, a lot of great contenders. Rory having that great win in Canada. Of course, down at the Masters, Tiger Woods, who likes Pebble Beach as well. There's so many contenders in the golf now, it's so hard to know who's going to be contending. But of course, the other man, Bruce Koepka, is going to be another man to watch out. That man is in unbelievable form. Yeah. He's actually the reigning US Open champion as well. An unbelievable form, an unbelievable player, and he's going to be around for a long time. Now, the fourth is easily the shortest of the par fours, and it has a big fairway bunker on the right, as we can see. Let's hope we can judge this one a little bit better after the last poor approach. Playing uphill, so it's going to take a little bit off it. Let's see how we learned the lessons from the last time. A fast swing, get up. Well, it's going to be a bit short this time. Perfect fast. Now, 18 footer to the hole. Not an easy putt by any stretch of the imagination. Judged it pretty well, but just not enough speed. And that's going to be remaining at level par. No birdies on the scorecard yet, but importantly, no bogeys, and I hope it's not the case of old commentator's curse here. And Simmel, my old buddy V Simmel, flying out of the traps. -6 through 7 holes. Very impressive. And of course my fellow Irishman Mickey B off to a very solid start as well. I'm stuck even par so far. On we go to the fifth. And this is not an easy hole. This is a hole I've actually struggled with in the past. Of course, the green is guarded by a bunker in the front, and it's a very deceptive hole. It's one of the most difficult holes I find for me to play. But one thing you have to say about Pebble Beach, if you just look out here before I take the shot, is the beauty of it, and that's the great thing about these course designers. This is a very good representation of Pebble Beach. If you're watching Pebble Beach over the next few days on Sky, you'll see that it's a pretty accurate version. Beautiful course, one of my favourites to play in the game. Got a tough wind there onto us. Yeah, might be a case of in between clubs here, you know. I'm going to go a bit shorter here, just hopefully. Well, not one of my cleanest swings, but in terms of a shot, I guess not that bad. Centre of the green, a par wouldn't be a bad score. As you can see, it's downhill, not easy. Turns a bit right to left at the end of the hole, so it starts out here. Yeah, didn't make a very good job of that particular shot. Again, the putting has been one of the features in golf games down to the years. It's been one of the better assets of my game, but at the moment, because I'm a wee bit rusty, it seems to be one of the things that definitely goes amongst all other things as well. If you don't have the feel for the putter, it can be very hard to get it back. On we go down to the second par 5, which is the 6th, and it's a pretty tough hole as well, uphill of course. Beautiful, iconic hole this, and the wind should take this back. Well, I don't think I could have asked for more than that. Pretty happy with that, I can tell you. 327 yards. I'm gonna go to the second shot. I'm gonna go up to this club. Birdie here, minimum. I always say when you play a par 5 that you need to be at least getting a birdie. At least. Well, it's not a bad effort. Is the wind going to take it in? It doesn't look like it is. Well, the bounce took it in. And I think I'll take that every day of the week. I leave myself a 24 footer, but again, it's not easy. As you can see, downhill. And at this point, you'd be hoping for the first birdie of the round to go to 1 under. Tough course. Yeah, it's pretty straight. I think I'm giving these putts too much respect at the minute. Let's see where this gets me. Oh. And again, nearly the eagle, but it flies past the hole. Tough pin position, because unforgiving, I think is the word for it, on a slope. And there you go, the first birdie of my round and of the tournament. And I go to 1 under par after 6 holes. And as you can see, the scorecard confirms that. On we go now to the iconic 7th, which is the downhill par 3. And this is a beautiful hole to play. Look at that. Lovely detail around the green. Well, it's playing 9. I'm going to choke up on this club here. This might not be the right club at all, but let's give it a go. No. Is it coming around? No. It's not a bad shot. Putting uphill, which is always a bit of a bonus, means you can attack the hole a bit more. 22 footer. But it's interesting to hear people's opinions on who's going to win this particular event. So many great players that could possibly win. That's the beauty of golf nowadays. Of course, Shane Lowry, the Irishman, was right in contention in Canada as well, but of course Rory McIlroy blew the field away. And then we get our second birdie. We are now 2 under par through 7. It's amazing this game, because you don't get a birdie all round and then you get 2 back to back. Uphill, as you say, that's the benefit of playing uphill, and that's another thing. When you know these courses, which, you know, fair enough, I didn't play to be deliberately below the hill there, or below the hole, but it makes it so much easier. You can attack that a lot more so. When you're playing up a downhill pot, they're so much trickier. I'm going to club down here to a 2 hybrid, because as you can see in the distance, it's the pin. Don't want to go over that ravine. Well, I haven't been striking the ball too badly. I think I've only had one really bad swing, and that was on the second tee box. This hole has always been historically a tough hole as well. Another man, of course, coming to this event in good spirits is Graham McDowell, who of course qualified last weekend at the Canadian Open. He has qualified for this event, which he won in 2010, and I think he won, if I'm not mistaken, I think he won with an over par score of 1 over par. Weather conditions were pretty testy, and that will no doubt play a part this weekend as well. Yeah, I think this might be the club, you know. I'm going to stick with this club. Again, not a fantastic swing. But the distance, will this kick right? No. Just not striking the ball too sweetly at the minute. This is going to be a tough little chip shot now, 11 yards. Again, if you're playing the game regular, these shots are key. This is going to be a tough little chip. Downhill, of course, so let's see, what can I do here? Not bad, but not great. You know, it's missable. This is missable. You definitely have to say that. 7th fit to save par. No, didn't give it enough. It was never in. So, there we go. There's the bogey. First bogey of the round. This hole generally has given me trouble down through the years. The chip wasn't a bad one, it just didn't roll out. I don't think it judged it overly well. So on to the 9th hole we go now, and it's been going on pretty quick so far. The 9th hole was lengthened nearly 40 yards for the 2010 US Open, and another 21 yards added for the 2019, which is of course this year. And the fairway slopes towards the ocean, as you can see. Beautiful hole, but definitely difficult. Well, it's a pretty good swing, but this could end up in the rough because it feeds from left to right, the fairway. No, I avoided it. 298 yards. Pretty decent. Approach is always difficult, I find, in this hole too. Playing downhill, the second shot. But looking at it, you think it's a pretty straightforward shot, but never seems to be. I think I'm just going to take a bit off this club, you know. And hopefully it rolls out. Just might be a bit short in between clubs. Well, it's a pretty good strike. It's a pretty good strike, but it's again, as I thought, it's a wee bit short. Again, if that rolls on, it's up beside the hole. Just, you're talking very small margins there. 15 yards to the hole. No, he's just 10-yard chip. A little bit of loft. Yeah, pretty decent shot. Not great by any means. And these even in this game are a bit dicey itself. These 5-footers, as you can see, not a gimme. Got the par. We'll take that all day long on that hole. And 9 holes in, -1. Not going too bad at the minute, of course. Not going great in terms of the tournament, but there you go. There's a scorecard for the first 9. 1 bogey, 2 birdies, missed a couple of other opportunities, but generally I'm not too displeased at this present time. On we go to the 10th hole at Pebble Beach, and this is the fairway again slopes down the left with another green, of course, off the cliff. You go off that green, if you just go a little bit too big with the club, you're in trouble. So this is a hole that 9 and 10 are always sort of similar. 9's a more difficult hole, but this hole is sort of similar to 9. Pretty decent approach, or approach to the fairway, I should say. 308 yards. Now it's 156 to the pin. I'm going to go with this club. Might wonder playing this, but didn't hit that overly well, and this could be in trouble. Yeah. Flow on the top didn't show conviction there. And now in a little bit of difficulty here. I'm going to have to show the old short game now, what I can do here. 21 yards to the hole. Let's see. Not a bad shot, perfect fast. And it would be nice to save par on this hole. 7 feet. Well, that's a very good par save there. Delighted with that. Tough hole. So far, so good. In terms of, obviously, again, my aim in this tournament is not to be... Obviously, I want to be as competitive as possible, but when you don't play this game that often, it's going to be impossible to be played as well as you'd like. Well, pretty good tee shot on this hole, which is another short par 4. And 96 yards to the pin. Could be this one here, you know. 94 yards. Well, pretty decent, but not exactly what I wanted. When the shorter distance in, you have more chance to get closer. 22 feet to the hole. Not an easy putt. Not badly judged. I give myself a gimme par. And I still sit at 1 under. Well, Simo was playing lights out there. It's a hole I historically struggle with, this one. It's not an easy one to play. And real care, of course, needed here on this actual shot. And my first thought here is that the pin is in a very friendly position. When it's back left or middle, it can be very difficult, this hole. So this is probably one of the most friendly pin positions in this hole. Yeah, I'm just going to play it like this and hope for the best. Well, is this going to... it's going to hit the bunker. You know what, I was hoping that could have possibly kicked on. Wasn't a horrendous swing, but the accuracy wasn't what was needed. So unforgiving, that's the thing about master clubs. They're that little bit unforgiving at times. But other club sets, pro and beginner, if you hit that, you probably will get away to a large extent with that shot. Oh, came out too hot, have I? Came out a little bit too hot, plus I got a fast swing, so there's a chance that I could be going back to level par here. 13 feet. Not an easy putt. Nope. Disappointing. The tee shot caused that particular shot. Normally decent out of bunkers, but that time didn't quite go to plan. And my score was back to level. So, at the minute, not going great. But, nonetheless enjoying the round. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. On the hole 13, hopefully it's luckily for me, and unlucky for some others. And this is a hole that always seems to seem easier than it actually is. It's not that easy at all. Well, the tee shot is as good as I could have wished for. Banged it down the fairway. 329 yards. Can't complain with that. Second shot, 114 yards in. That's 111, but playing 9 feet up. I think this might be the club, you know. Let's see. Well, not a bad shot, I guess. I can't complain with that. No, again, the pace wasn't great. And didn't quite get that one right. And as you say, like, the putting is definitely one aspect of this game that's where the very best players can thrive. And unfortunately, I haven't just been quite clinical enough with my approach game so far in this round. And that's not... You have to be in there to make that a little bit easier. Simo is continuing his great form. Well, of course, Koepka goes in pursuit of his 5th major at this US Open. And he tees off at 9:47 PM alongside Open champion Francesco Molinari, who of course had a fantastic Masters, but came undone at that dreaded 12th hole. And I'm just going to put a little bit of fade in this to try and straighten this up. Yeah. The dreaded... Have I played enough? No. Is that going to come out? Come out. Be friendly. Kick left. Not bad. I'll take that shot. Of course, Rory McIlroy, he will be teeing off on 10th at 3:51 with Spaniard John Rahm and Australian Mark Leishman and that'll be one of the featured grips. And of course, Tiger Woods is in a grip with Justin Rose and Jordan Spieth. Then the big white on the first at 9 minutes past 10 British time. So many interesting scenarios today, you'd have to say. I'm just going to go for this green and two because you know what? My score needs it. Pull to the left. Oh, it's going to bounce further left. I have a funny feeling. Well, not too bad. Didn't hit it clean. 20 yards away. I'm thinking of playing a flop here. Can I dig out a bit of something special here because I need it. Well, that's not a bad shot. I will take it. On we go now. Try and get the birdie. This is the area of the game where I haven't been good enough in this round. Striking obviously hasn't been great, but I haven't been clinical enough with the putter. That's a little change there. 1 under, back into red figures, which is good to see. 1 under through 14. Makes it so much better looking. Of course, unfortunately, Mickey B has come back down to meet me. He's 2 under. I'm only 1 away from him now, but Simmel, the story of this first round so far, very, very solid. And that might not even be the best round. The great talent in the society we have here. Society is called Only Fools and Courses, and if you're watching this video and interested in joining, why not request to join and I'll accept. 4 rounds at Pebble Beach today, so I'm just going to drive this ball down the fairway here in the hope that I miss those 2 bunkers on either side. Well, have we missed it? No. I take him straight in at him. Give me a nice kick. Oh, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that was a fortunate kick. Fortunate is not the word, and as an old friend of mine would say, that was a Tony Red Devil bounce if ever you seen one. I can't complain there at all. Can I cash in on that though? Can I cash in on that piece of fortune and make it 2 birdies in a row? I'm gonna go with the flop. It looks pretty decent. Is it gonna spin? Spin? It didn't spin. So unpredictable, that flop shot. You know, definitely thought that was gonna spin beside the hole. Didn't do it, even though I put a fair bit of loft on that. 12th hole, or sorry, 12 feet, sorry, to the pin. No. You can almost know the minute it takes off. Just haven't played, you know, as good as you need to play in this. You know, at the minute, I'd say I've played okay to average in this round, but I just haven't been good enough with the putting or the approach. 12 under, Simo finished, and great round. Fantastic round from Gary. Well, driver here might go too big, so I'm just going to club back down to the 3-2 wood. Well, again, I've hit that pretty well, but again, it's going to find the bunker. I don't understand what I've done wrong there. It's a pretty good swing, but maximised in terms of punishment. This is going to be a tough shot. I'm just going to hit this in the hope that it gets close. Yeah, get up there. Nice little kick. I'll tell you what, this could be, oh my god. You know what, 1 little kick more there and that could have been on top of that. That could have been on top of it. 8 feet away. Trying to save the old par. Pretty good shot, nearly made the birdie. After the first shot, I guess I can't complain with that. Well, we're just 2 holes away from the end of this first round. Beautiful, beautiful hole, beautiful course. And I cannot wait to see what unfolds at this year's Pebble Beach US Open. Of course, US Open held at different courses every year. But this year it finds itself back at Pebble. No, I think I might have underclubbed this, have I? I'll tell you what, I'll take that approach all day long. Again, kind of fortunate, but you have to play for that sort of roll out there. If you go too direct at the pin, it ain't going to turn out good. 10 feet. This would be a nice little bonus if I could make this. Turn. Just haven't been good enough with the putter. I think I might need Butch Harmon. I think I know what he'd say to me. He'd probably say, "Wow, your game's in need of work." Well, save the par, and on to the final hole we go, which is a iconic 18th at Pebble Beach, par 5. Chance to finish second from bottom in the first round so far. Of course, loads more to play it yet. A load of great players still to come in this first round. Iconic hole. You do not want to shank this ball left, or it'll be splashy splashy. Gonna aim well to the right here. Par 5. Let's try and get that birdie at least. I've tried to make sure I've gone plenty right there, and I've what I would consider probably A1 position, 326 yards down the fairway. Approach, it's in a nice position to pin. You can go at this pin, well, you can go at every pin of course, but more so, this pin is inviting looking. Let's try and finish this particular round in a good fashion. Well, it's a slow swing, but you know what? This looks pretty damn good. It's going to get tough to get down though. It's an eagle chance on the last hole. 2 under, 3 under chance here. Well, a par from here would be a disaster, but should be at least a birdie. Downhill makes it that a little bit trickier, but it definitely should be at least a birdie from this position. Nearly got the eagle. And that birdie will put me to 2 under par for the round. Not a bad opening. I will take that. So, that was the opening round of the Only Fools and Courses US Open event. As you can see, 12 under leading the rounds there so far. A lot of great players still to come. But so far, that is the state of play. No over par scoreline so far. Just we look at my scorecard. That's how the scorecard looked. Only 2 bogeys on the card. 1 under for the front 9, 1 under for the back 9. Finish 2 under par. And just let's have a little look as well. Of course, that's Simo's fantastic round. Let's just have a look at my stats for the opening round. Longest drive was 350 yards. Longest putt was 22.4 foot. Fairways, I hit 85% of fairways, and trust me folks, for me on master clubs that's pretty decent. Greens in regulation again was pretty decent, 72%. That's two stats I'm pretty not too displeased with. One putt percentage, 27%. That was really and truly the stat that cost me in that round in terms of getting to 4, 5, 6 under par. Wasn't good enough with the putter in that round. Other stats there, scrambling was pretty decent. One of the holes I can remember I bogeyed to probably should have done better from the bunker on the back nine. Birdie conversion 30%, and the breakdown of the actual round itself, as you can see there, 4 birdies, 2 bogeys. And that is the end of my first round. I'll be back, and I hope to, over the next few days between now and then, of course 4 rounds in this tournament, I definitely hope to broadcast another round or put another round on YouTube for you to see how I get on for the entire tournament and to see who'll win our event outright. Just a little look here before I go at the favourites for the US Open real life. Rory McIlroy, the price is shortened on him winning. He goes into every tournament, McIlroy, as a favourite, and he goes into this one as joint favourite with the bookies. Of course, his price shortened after that win in Canada, and he has just missed one cut this year and has finished outside the top 10 in just 2 of the 12 tournaments on the US Tour this year. Brice Koepka, as you'd expect, is their joint 10-1. Rory McIlroy 10-1, and Koepka looking to bring his A game yet again to another major tournament. Dustin Johnson, who finished well at the Masters, I think he was second actually on his own. He goes into this tournament 17-2 favourite, and he's won 20 tournaments on the PGA Tour and was ranked the world's #1 golfer for 64 consecutive weeks in 2017-18. And so far, only one major win in Dustin Johnson's record. Tiger Woods is 12 under par, and of course back to winning ways to get his 15th major at the Masters. Great to see, great sporting achievement. Then looking down the list, Jordan Spieth 20-1. Patrick Cantlay, who's in fantastic form as well, 20-1. He's made his way into the world's top 10 after a stunning victory at the Memorial and has finished inside the top 10 in the first 2 majors of the season. Justin Rose 25-1. John Rahm 28-1. Loads of players in there. Ricky Fowler as well. But that is the main betting that I've just gone through there. Loads of interesting days to come in the US Open in both Only Fools and Courses tournament and in real life. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give me a little like or subscribe to my channel, and you'll get notified on more events coming up. Videos coming up with myself. You'll also see some FIFA in there, and some more golf videos as well from Golf Club 1 and 2. So, until next time, take care and enjoy the rest of your Thursday.